I'm Amanda, and we're here at the Hammerstein Ballroom with Leslie Feist, who will be performing here this evening. So please pardon the ambient piano tuning and various crew sounds going on behind us. So Feist, you have been on tour for it seems like a very long time. So is that sort of the rhythm and the kind of travel of touring something that's always appealed to you?
I guess it's just been going on for so long now. It's just sort of what I do.
Right, yeah.
And one record really just dovetailed into the next. You know, Let It Die, I recorded the Reminder while I was on tour for Let It Die, and then just sort of continued touring, but with a different record, you know? So, yeah, it's been a while. It's what I've been doing.
Yeah.
But there is end in sight. I'm going to stop in maybe December and then just chill out.
One of the really cool things I think about the Reminder is the way you guys use sort of blank space and quiet. Is that ever a challenge to sort of reproduce that live, I mean, in a space this big?
Well, I guess what I've been learning in these kind of bigger places is that the PAs match the size of the room, and you just keep doing exactly what you're doing. If it was in a tiny little club or an enormous place, you just do what you do. It looks a bit like the Beatles at Madison Square Gardens down there, but we do have a PA, and they didn't. So I don't know. I always think, like, how did they do that? They played in front of like tens of thousands of people with like a home stereo system. So luckily, yeah, that's not the case for us.
So I heard that you just recorded a song for Sesame Street.
Yeah.
What was that? How did that go?
Well, yeah, they asked me to come and sing a new version that they had written of 1, 2, 3, 4. So it's 1 less than 5 and 1 more than 3. Oh, come count with me, kind of stuff. And yeah, no, it was amazing. I mean, it's, you know, all of us learn to count and to read and to spell and stuff watching Sesame Street for the most part.
So after the iPod commercial, I felt like you're sort of, because maybe that video was watched so much online, it seemed like all of a sudden you became even more of a visual artist in a way. So how do you approach video work? I mean, I know you've collaborated with Patrick Daughters on a couple of really interesting videos. Do you sort of come into it with visual ideas, or is it more collaborative?
Yeah, it's the reason I keep working with him, and I'm glad he keeps working with me, is I think because we don't have to talk too much about stuff. We kind of have a unspoken understanding about aesthetic, and he really just a thing a lot of video directors forget is that whatever's going on in front of the camera is really the important part of the equation. Like, the behind the scenes is like, it's irrelevant unless whatever is going on in front of the camera is comfortable and at home with itself and interesting, and like that's the point, right?
A couple of the videos you guys have done have been just all one take. Is there something kind of about the immediacy of that, or maybe the panic of that appeals to you both?
I think it's just because that erases any smoke and mirrors of computers after the fact, or you know, editing something into existence as opposed to it just being there and existing from right the moment when you catch it on film, you know?
I mean, is that an aesthetic that you feel like carries over with you into the studio? I mean, do you prefer kind of a live recording sound?
Yeah, at least on The Reminder, I think that was influenced by Let It Die being really the opposite. It was really a studio record, and it was made, you know, kind of hermetically sealed in a basement. And so I knew I wanted to have lots of players, and I wanted to have lots of mistakes and to let them breathe, and, you know.
Yeah, and there's all that great sort of ambient and found sound, you know, that kind of seeps through The Reminder. I mean, was that something that was just incidental? You know, we just happened to sort of record these bird sounds, or did you, you know?
No, I wanted there to be the real world on the record too. I mean, I really dictaphone a lot, and I kind of keep an audio journal for years. I have like hundreds of tapes of just like in a van, kind of like on tour with the dictaphone on, and just hearing the like when the people talking, and because sometimes it would just be a chance passing of an ambulance that would be in the right key and be done right in the solo section, and you're kind of like, how did this ambulance come on cue like that? You know, I like those happy accidents, So yeah, that kind of process is more interesting to me.
Yeah.
The accidents.
Sure. So you don't really try so much to write songs on the road?
I don't ever try to, ever. Okay. I mean, if I don't write any more songs, then I won't make any more records, and that'll be, I'll do something else, you know? I mean, I'm not gonna white knuckle it, and I really just don't wanna panic my way into like coming up with nothing natural. Basically, the best way to do that is to just not think about it, and then if one day you're like, oh, great, and then you catch it, you know. But I can't make it happen, that's for sure.
Yeah, it seems like that's a good way to think about it. I don't know if you've ever seen that Metallica documentary, Some Kind of Monster.
It's amazing.
That's always the movie I think of when when I talk to people and they talk about sort of waiting for the right moment. I mean,
it's like my nightmare is to have a chalkboard,
right?
And like,
that movie makes me cry. I mean,
it's amazing. It's so courageous that they open the doors like that.
Unbelievable film. Right.
They're Metallica. They don't have to show anybody their underbelly like that. So I thought that was totally brave. I would never do it, but they were very brave.
Feist making of the album.
It would be not as interesting.
So do you have any plans in place for a new record, or you're just going to sort of finish the tour and then see where things take you?
Yeah, I'm just going to finish the tour and see where things take me. Exactly. Thank you. That's a good plan. I'll do that. That's a good idea.
Cool. Well, thanks so much, Feist. I really enjoyed speaking with you.
Glad to be here.
Yeah. Good luck tonight.